really helps me when I am navigating seasons of burnout. Kind of gives you a little bit of insight into this year's Advent box. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to hang out with you. If you're new here, my name is Emily, and I'm the CEO and founder of The Aesthetic Dollar, which is a budgeting brand, and I design simple and minimal budgeting tools to bring the fun and aesthetic back into budgeting. The past couple of weeks have been a little quieter around here, and I want to talk about it. To be completely honest, I've been feeling burnt out, but not in the way that most people expect. It's not that I'm overwhelmed or drowning in stress. For me, burnout shows up more subtly. It's that foggy feeling when most days kind of start blending together, when everything feels a little too routine and I catch myself going through the motions without really feeling present. And that's the thing. Burnout doesn't always mean something's wrong. Sometimes it just means we've been doing the same things for too long. Burnout doesn't always look like full-on chaos or a total meltdown. Sometimes it's just a quiet sense of meh, like a low-key craving for something different. For me, it usually shows up as restlessness or boredom or feeling like I'm running on autopilot. So I wanted to share with you guys some of the small shifts that I have been making just to reset. Nothing huge, just little changes around the house to refresh the scenery, moving some furniture, lighting a new candle, adding a rug, basically trying to trick my brain into thinking I moved to a new house without the actual packing and stress. We recently took a trip as a family, and I didn't even realize how much I needed that reset until I felt my nervous system just exhale. It wasn't extravagant, but it was exactly what my soul needed. I've also been spending more time outside, literally touching grass, hanging out with the animals, doing things with the kids, and just trying to remember what sunshine feels like. I lean on my faith a lot during these moments too. And for me, that just looks like spending more time with God, whether that's through reading my Bible, listening to wholesome music, praying, or even listening to a good podcast. I also know for a fact that dehydration probably plays a huge role into this, and I do make a genuine effort to drink more water, even though I still somehow reach for iced coffee first every time. But growth is a process. And as I'm recording this voiceover, I've definitely come out of the slump that I was in. And looking back, hindsight's always 2020. I think that planning this year's Advent box has definitely played a role in the burnout. I've been deep in sample mode, planning mode, should I change this one more time mode? I care so deeply about making this box meaningful, not just pretty or fun to open, but something that actually helps people. So yes, I've been putting a little pressure on myself. Okay, a lot, but only because I want it to be worth it. When all the mental load starts stacking up, I've learned to just take a step back before I spiral, because burnout for me doesn't mean I'm sick of my family or my life or my job. I love all of those things. It just means I need a little break from everything else so I can actually enjoy what's right in front of me again. So if you're feeling this too, whether you're overwhelmed, underwhelmed, or just need to stare at a wall in silence for a minute, you're not alone. Burnout is normal, it's human, and it's okay to need a break even when everything technically looks and feels fine. Sometimes the best thing you can do is just take a deep breath, switch up the scenery, and remember that you're allowed to reset. You don't need permission to pause. Just take the break. The to-do list will still be there, and honestly, it can wait. So anyway, I just wanted to give you guys kind of some insight into where I've been. I know I've been really quiet on YouTube and Instagram lately, and it was honestly because I just needed that reset. So I'm back, I'm feeling so much better, and I'm excited to hang out with you guys in this week's studio vlog. So let's get started by packing some orders together. Good morning, my friends, and happy Tuesday. As you guys would have seen, I spent most of yesterday... Yeah. Obviously, I have Eli here today, and instead of just not filming, I decided to just take you guys along on a day that is realistically something that happens to me often. Normally, he would be at ABA therapy, but we had a huge storm roll through last night, and the area where his clinic is in is completely out of power. So they canceled everything for today. I actually didn't find out until we got there, and apparently they had texted me, but they texted me when I was on the way there and I was driving, so I didn't see it. So we just drove from there to here, and I just brought Eli with, and it's really fun having him at the shop, especially when it's just him, because he gets to do whatever he wants. And he normally doesn't really want to be here if there's any other siblings here, but if it's just him, he could literally spend all day here. So anyway, you're gonna hear a lot of happy Eli noises in the background of this segment of the video, and hopefully you're here for it because this is as real as it gets. Anyway, as I mentioned, today's Tuesday, and as you guys would have seen yesterday, I spent most of the day going through my email. I had so many emails to get through, and then I spent the rest of the day packing orders. I did manage to film a little bit yesterday though, and do the voiceover just to kind of give you guys insight into what's been going on over here lately. So I really took the last week and a half to just listen to my body and take care of myself, and that's, like I mentioned, is why there wasn't a vlog last week. That's not something that I typically make a habit out of, but again, I just really wanted to focus on navigating through that burnout that I was feeling while still doing the things I needed to do to run the business. One of the things that really helps me when I am navigating seasons of burnout is I need to change up my surroundings. So if you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw in my stories that I was experiencing that a little bit at home, and I think I actually also mentioned it in a cash stuffing video where I was just like, I called it a mental breakdown, but it was really just burnout. Like I've already mentioned, I am somebody who is completely affected by my surroundings. So everything around me has an effect on my mood. The amount of clutter that's on my kitchen counter affects my mood. Dishes in the sink affects my mood. Like, ironically, the aesthetic of things can really affect my mood as well. When I'm starting to notice that I'm spiraling, I do little things to change up my scenery, my background, just to have kind of like fresh things to look at. So I had mentioned on Instagram and in my cash stuffing video that I added a rug and a coffee table to our living room space because ever since we moved in about a year and a half ago, we've literally had a couch and a chair and 2 plants in there. Part of the reason is because it's a high traffic area for my kids, so my kids spend a lot of time in there, but it just never felt finished, and it ended up looking so nice. I'll pop up a picture right here just so you guys can see, but it just feels finished, it feels cozy, it feels comfortable, and that's just one way that I navigate my personal burnout. Same thing here with the shop. I actually have a budget line when I do my budget for my small business, which I've gotten a lot of questions about, you guys. It's literally just a zero-based budget, the same that you would do for your personal finances that you do for your business. I do have a line item for things to have in the shop. So like when I bought the ice maker, it was budgeted, I had planned for it, and I purchased it, and I stayed within that budget that I had set. Same thing with the microwave. When there's little things around here that we need, I have a budget for it, and it's almost like a sinking fund. So I make sure that that money is allocated for things like an ice maker, a microwave, more packaging, like whatever that item might be. I went ahead and I got a couple of things for the shop. Historically, what has happened is if I'm feeling burnout at home, it does follow me here. So I got a couple of things for the shop just to kind of make it more cozy. It's kind of the same thing as when we rearranged the shop. I was experiencing major burnout. I don't know if I even talked about it, but I was experiencing major burnout in that season, and that's when I just like looked at stuff and I'm like, we've got to switch stuff up around in here. Like, I just need that. So we ended up rearranging, we got new rugs, and we just kind of switched things around, and I cannot tell you what it has done for me mentally to have things switched around like that. And there's still some things that I want to get done as far as like the aesthetic and just what I am looking at when I come in here. But I did end up getting some sheer curtains just because I think it will really make this place a little more comfortable. Yeah, I just wanted to explain to you guys what was going on. I've been really quiet on Instagram, and I know I've been pretty quiet on YouTube, and I'm fine, I'm great, I'm happy, life is good. I just was experiencing that just weird burnout that I go through, and I don't know if anyone else goes through that. I know a lot of times when we refer to burnout, it has to do with like our mental state or our stress levels. For me, it's just like my surroundings, which then trickles trickles into my mood, the way I treat other people, and it's something I'm working on. I just wanted to share what was going on because I don't want to create content just for the sake of creating content. I want to create content that adds value to your life, because if I am affected by scenery, there's got to be other people out there that are affected by scenery. We do have things to do today, believe it or not. So the first thing that we need to do, I need to count inventory on some certain items because we have a lot of items showing out of stock on the website, and they're not really out of stock. They just need to be put up on the shelf. So we keep all of our extra stock on the bottom shelves and the top shelves. So I just need to pull those out, count them, and then get that inventory put on the website. So that is probably what I'm going to work on first, because I've been getting so many back in stock notifications that it's crazy. I also have a giant stack of dashboards that we need to restock, as well as mini dashboards. And then I have A7 wallet cash envelope bundles that I need to restock, and black paper clips. So there are some things in here that we do actually have to like package up and get on the shelf. But first things first, I want to go through what we have already, get that up on the shelf, update the inventory, and then we'll come through and start getting things ready to restock that we still need to package up. Have also been working on the advent calendar box, and if I have any time left over today, that will probably be what I work on. But things are already in motion. We've got samples coming. I've actually placed orders for some of the products already. So I'm really excited about this year's box. I'm not gonna say anything about it yet because it has a really fun twist and I feel like it's a good idea. I really haven't seen anyone do this, like not even in the budgeting world, just like in general. So I'm really excited about this idea. I didn't think I could top last year's advent calendar box, yet here we are. I think we might top it. Like, I'm having so much fun with this year's advent box. So it's still early. Pre-orders are not going to open until October, so you don't need to worry about it yet. Either way, that's your little Easter egg for the advent box. Super excited about it, but let's get to counting some inventory. Okay, I have a huge box right here full of A7 cash envelope bundles. They're the wallet and the classic font. So I'm gonna go through them and quality check them and then get them put up on the shelf. Guess what? One for you. Okay. Eli. right, so I DoorDashed food because I was worried that if we left, Eli and I, that he wouldn't want to come back. Normally I don't DoorDash because it's expensive, but today seemed like one of those special cases, and hopefully my CPA will let me deduct it because I think if I share a meal with someone, I'm almost positive it has to be an employee, but either way. I got a Coke, which normally I drink Dr. Pepper, but I was feeling a Coke today. And then I got the Culver's Deluxe, which if you don't know what Culver's is, it's amazing. The Deluxe is basically a cheeseburger that has like everything on it. And then of course I got fries and a side of ranch because obviously. So I'm gonna eat real quick and then we're gonna get back to these envelopes. Oh my gosh, we just got an order in. The last cash tray for Power, like the salmon colored one, is sold. So I believe those are sold out now, which is crazy because I definitely thought that either Clarity, Stability, or the black cash tray would be the first to sell out, but it was Power, and that is surprising. So Celine, I don't know if you're watching, but I'm gonna be placing another order soon. I'm all done eating. I feel so refreshed and I'm so ready to get going with these cash envelopes. Hello and happy Wednesday. I'm so excited to be hanging out with you guys for one more day in this vlog, and I was gonna make this like a week-long vlog, but we had a slight change of plans and decided to take the kids on a little mini vacation, which I'll probably share more about next week. The reason I'm gonna wait to share about it will be obvious next week when I do actually share about it. So going along with sort of the theme of this vlog, I guess, the whole like avoiding burnout type thing, I wanted to open these boxes with you guys because it's definitely something that has to do with me avoiding like major burnout. And I will say I'm feeling so much better this week, and as you guys would have seen, I finally got the Nespresso machine set up, and that first sip of my latte was like heaven touching my lips. It was so good, and I'm just so excited to finally have that here because it's something I've been wanting to do for a while and just haven't actually done it. I don't think I'm gonna get time to hang up the curtains this week because I'm trying to like get everything done today since I'm losing 2 days at the shop with being gone Thursday and Friday. But I did spend most of the morning this morning going through and hole punching a ton of dashboards because I'm gonna be restocking those right before I leave. So that includes the mini dashboards and the dashboard sets. Those are gonna get restocked, but I hole punched them and I bagged them up and I got them all put up on the shelf. I counted everything. So that took up a good chunk of my morning. But I also wanted to open these with you because like I said, it has a lot to do with my way of avoiding burnout. And I do not know where my scissors went. Okay, I have located my scissors. So a big part, and I know I explained a lot of this yesterday, but a big part of my burnout is just me kind of getting too comfortable with my surroundings, and I do just like to change things up and freshen things up. So anytime I start to feel like I'm burning out, I always redesign our packaging, and I did that with our thank you cards and our freebies. So, oh my gosh, these turned out so cute. So I did do that with our freebies, and I have noticed for me personally that a lot of times my burnout comes at the end of a season. So as we're approaching the end of summer, I'm just starting to kind of like feel that coming on. So you might notice that a lot of times our packaging changes with the seasons, and my guess is that that's why. So anyway, the first thing I'll show you guys is our new thank you cards, and I did also change the size of them, so they are a little bit smaller. Oh my gosh, these are so cute. So this is the new thank you card, just very simple, very minimal. And then the back is pretty much the same, but I just changed it up just a little bit. So these are the cute little thank you cards that go in every order. I'm so excited about these. Oh my God, stop it. These are so stinking cute. So then I also changed up the savings challenges. So here are the new savings challenges. So this is just a customizable savings challenge. You decide how much each bubble is worth, and I don't even know how many bubbles are on this because I just wanted to fill up the entire tracker. But you decide the bubble value and then how much total you'll be saving with this savings challenge. So these are super, super cute. And then I think that's all that's in here. I literally ordered so many of these because I was so excited about how they were looking. Okay, yeah, I do think that that's everything in here. Yeah, so this entire box is, oh my gosh, hang on, that's not true. These turned out so cute too. As you can see, new packaging, new designs, fresh designs, literally gives me life because I feel like I'm on top of the world right now. But there is going to be a little teaser coming with each order that kind of gives you a little bit of insight into this year's Advent box, which I know I've mentioned this, but I'm not going to be sharing really anything about it until we are about ready to do the pre-order. I'm going to talk about it a lot, but I'm not going to give any specifics or any details just because my idea is really unique and I just want it to stay unique. So, and actually, I don't even know if I'm going to show these quite yet because it does kind of give it away. But if you're somebody that orders from my shop, you are going to get one of those. And I'm not trying to like clickbait or anything like that. I just really have become passionate about protecting my ideas, and this is something that I'm really proud of and really excited for. If you're somebody that places an order from my shop, you will be getting one of these inserts. And obviously you're gonna find out about it eventually. I'm just not quite ready to share about it until, I don't know, more things are in motion. And I'll leave it at that. But this year's Advent box, I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited. I didn't think I could top last year's, and then This idea just came to me as I was brainstorming, and I'm so excited about it. You guys are gonna absolutely love it. And it definitely tops last year's advent box, in my opinion. Okay, so this is the last freebie. So you're still going to get a planner card or put these in your cash stuffing binder, but this side says my budget is tighter than your alibi, which I think is so funny. And then this side says I've got 99 problems, but my budget ain't one. So yeah, I think these are cute, and I'll show you what everything looks like all together. Oh, here is what they look like all together, and I just think it's cute, and I wanted to do this green color because I think it's perfect for fall. And then for the actual packaging, I'm not changing a lot because last time I ordered tape for our boxes, I got so much of it that we're not out yet. So let's see, what did I get here? Okay, so we have a bunch more of our fragile stickers that go on our boxes, especially the boxes that contain the cash trays. And then Happy Mail is inside stickers, and these I got because we package the dashboards in no-bend envelopes, basically whether or not they're in a box. It's kind of a situational thing, just depending on how things are fitting in the box. If I think that the dashboard has even a minor possibility of getting damaged in the box, I will put it in a no-bend envelope. But what I was noticing is that a lot of people were emailing me saying that I forgot to put the dashboards in their order, when in reality they missed that envelope, because I would put an aesthetic dollar sticker on it, but they thought it was just like something to reinforce the box and didn't realize it was actually their dashboard. So I got stickers that say Happy Mail inside so people know to open the envelope and know where to find their dashboards. Okay, and then the last thing is I have been sitting on this for quite a long time, and I've never actually admitted this to you guys, but I've never been in love with the AD logo. Okay, I've never, like, I liked it, obviously, but when I went to get it, like, trademarked, I hesitated and just decided not to do it. The aesthetic dollar in itself is trademarked, but the logo I never trademarked because I just didn't think that it was something that I was going to want to stick with. And to be honest, I've completely outgrown that logo. So I wanted to create a different logo. It's expensive to trademark something. I tried doing it without an attorney and it was really scary. So I actually have an attorney that I work with for other things as well. I will likely trademark this logo because I really like it, but I want to see it like on packaging and stuff like that first. I'm not going to probably put it on any of the products because my attorney recommended using my full name on all of my products, but I want to try using this logo on some of our packaging just to make sure I absolutely love it so that I can be confident when I do actually go to trademark it. So this is what the current logo is, and I just really like it. It does spark a lot of joy in me. So this is what I changed the logo to. It's AD, but it just looks different. I just feel like it has more of like a luxury look to it versus where like the other one, it just looked really like not balanced and like kind of plain. But I really like this one. Yeah, I really like this one. But yeah, I'm excited to start using these stickers. And then if anyone's ordered within the past couple of weeks, you will have noticed I also got new tissue paper. That was part of me avoiding burnout as well, was getting new tissue paper. It's custom tissue paper. It's absolutely gorgeous and I'm obsessed with it. So I'm excited about all of these new things for packaging and freebies and thank you cards and all of that. I got my Nespresso machine set up and I just feel so much better. But I have a lot of orders to pack and I wanted to open this stuff up first so I could start using some of it. We're not completely out of the old stuff. We literally probably have like 15 thank you cards left. So it's not much, but I'm really excited to use the new stuff. So I think I'm gonna use the new stuff today and I'll pack a couple of orders with you guys so you can see it in action. The other thing I really need to do today is film a cash condensing and a cash stuffing video. So looking at the clock, I think I'm going to film those first and then we'll get as many orders as we can packed. And I honestly might just stay here past 4 o'clock or however long it takes me to get all those orders packed because it's already 3 and it's probably gonna take me at least an hour and a half to film both of my videos. So I'm gonna start with filming my cash stuffing videos and then we'll reconvene and decide what the best course of action is. But I do really wanna get these orders packed up and sent out because like I said, I'm gonna be gone tomorrow and Friday and then obviously through the weekend and won't be back until Monday. So let's get those videos filmed so that I can move on. Also, side note, my best friend Emily just launched the cutest collection, and if you don't follow her on Instagram and YouTube, you need to. It's Emily Cromwell Designs, but she just launched a Bookshop Avenue collection, which is a side street off of her Book Lovers Lane collection, and it is seriously adorable. So I ordered some things from it, and I don't know if I ordered this or if she just sent it, but she sent me the cutest sticker, and I put it on the back of my phone, and I'm just obsessed with it. I hope that's like picking up on the camera, but she told us in the notes to pick our favorite bookshop out of the three. There's like a botanical bookshop, romance bookshop, and then a late night bookshop, and I picked the late night one, so this is the late night bookshop sticker, and I just think it's so cute. So definitely go check it out. All right, it's about 4:40. I just got done filming the cash condensing and the cash stuffing, and I'm going to really quick pack these orders because I've already printed off the mailing labels, which means people have already gotten their tracking numbers, and if I don't get these packed right now and brought to the post office tomorrow morning, then they're not gonna go out until Monday, and that's just way too long to be just sitting around. I just called Chris and he said he'll pick up Bristol, so I have some time to pack up these orders, and I'll just bring them to the post office tomorrow before we head out of town. So yeah, we're gonna get these orders packed up, and then I'm gonna clean up in here so that when I come in on Monday, everything is nice and clean. But first things first, let's get to packing these orders. I just finished packing up all the orders. It was about 25 orders. It is currently 5:40, so we made pretty good time on those. So I'm going to get these loaded up into my post office bins and take them out to my car and then come back up and just clean things up. And there's a few things that I need to take home, like the Keurig that I replaced with the Nespresso machine. We're actually going to bring that home because we're kind of in need of a new Keurig, so it'll work out perfectly. And then the only other thing I want to do before I leave is update the inventory on those dashboards. So I'm gonna get all that done. Kind of boring for you guys, so I am gonna end the vlog here, but I just want to say thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it blessed you in some way, and I can't wait to see you in my next one. Bye guys.